Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my weekly update for February 18th, 2024. So this week was really kind of funny because it was, stress is still there, which I'll get to in a second, but it was really funny because week before last was all audiobooks. I pretty much that's all I listened to. I didn't read very little of physical books, and then this week was all physical except for just a little bit of audio. My brain just is, all over. But I did reread a whole bunch of stuff, which was what I pretty much thought I was going to do. I mean, February has definitely become a rereading month, just because of everything going on. So quick update on the house. I've scheduled for the fence. That's all we're going to do that at the beginning of March. We'll get a new back fence. So then we'll have actually gates on the fence, which will be nice. So we'll have our privacy back. We just really want the fence fixed. So that was a lot of money, but it's going to be worth it in the end. And it was something we planned to do. We had to do it sooner than we had to. The garage is still a continuing issue. I do have, at least I've made progress and everything. We had the insurance adjuster come out. I finally got one of the companies that is going to take out all the bad drywall and then the reconstruction. It started. We don't have a date yet of when they're going to come in and demo everything, and then once they demo it, then it's like weeks out because they have to order things and stuff. So this project is gonna be into June before we get done. And also I'll lose a portion, when they demo, I'm gonna lose my garage too, not being able to park in the garage because our connecting wall is the part that's been damaged, and it might even have to be completely redone due to new codes and stuff. So we're not looking forward to this at all. But at least we've made progress. I at least got somebody out here to look at it and tell me those kind of things. I got all the insurance stuff started. Again, it's my first time I've ever had to claim anything other than for, a car accident. So it was very different. Oh my gosh. So this was just... this has been an interesting experience. Now, my stress was really high earlier this week because due to the insurance adjuster coming, and then some of the things she said just kind of set me off. And anyway, it was just not good. So I just reread all week. But Friday was when I got the appointment with the other company to at least get started on that we're in line, let's put it that way, for the demo and then the reconstruction. So at least I'm in. Not everybody is able to get in anymore because there's just so many going on here. We had the Pacific Northwest was hit pretty hard with that cold snap, and there's just so much stuff that happened, and I'm just one of thousands that had trouble with their house. So, again, a house just a couple blocks away, a tree went through the middle of their house. So again, we are very lucky we took out our trees last year. Anyway, so that's the update. So as I said, this week I was very stressed out for most of the week, I would say, which is why I kept rereading. And then Friday, I finally got that one appointment. So I think this weekend, yesterday I was very more chilled out than I've been in a couple of weeks, just because things are finally, again, it's not going to be a quick thing, but at least I'm on the schedule a little bit. I still don't have a date for when they're going to come out and do the demo to start that, but at least I know that I'm on their list and it'll happen. So we're going to go with that and say that's great. So anyway, so this week has been, as I said, I reread a lot. I did buy a few books. So my book haul is going to be a little bit bigger than I was planning. But they were all, they're books I wanted. But I should have probably not have bought them. But I have $50 on a gift card to Amazon. So if you guys know of any books you think that I need to buy that's new or a series starter or something that you think that I will enjoy that you don't think I have, or I have $50. I want to spend it this month, which is bad, but it's for books because I have $50. So we'll see what happens. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. You never know. Could be something good. Okay, so let's talk about the books. This is going to be kind of a quick fire because these are all rereads, and a lot of these I read last year, so it's not too long ago. So it's just kind of the way it is. I think I finished 5 things. Yeah, I think I finished 5 things. And then I'll talk about what I'm in the middle of, or kind of what's going on from there, because I have no idea. Anyway, so I did complete my reread of The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I think I was reading this last weekend, and Sunday I think I finished it up. I just really enjoy this. This is one of those books where I had trouble getting into it. The first time around I got to it, then I came back and I reread it and finished it and really, really enjoyed it. But I couldn't give it a 5 because I'd had trouble the first time I read it. And now that I've reread it a couple of times, I'm like, maybe I should just move it to a 5. But I haven't yet. I still list it as a 4, but it's probably more a middle, like a 4.5 at this point. I just really enjoy this. I know a lot of people love this, but I also know it's not for everyone. I just love the way that this story goes of the fake dating and the things that both of them are dealing from their past and their futures and what they want to do. And then, I mean, really the big conflict, in the last third of this book really does hurt me every time I read that for her. But I mean, again, that's my only, I don't want my characters to be hurt. So anyway, I just love this one. And again, I said, everybody's read this. So I just really enjoyed my reread. So then I went straight into When in Rome by Sarah Adams because I really enjoyed the When in Rome series. So I did go back and reread these. I read this summer. So I read this, and again, this one is following Amelia, who is a pop star singer, and she kind of runs away from her life to just have some kind of an adventure. And her car breaks down in Noah's front yard outside of the small town of Rome, Kentucky. And then it's their story when he lets her stay there while her car is getting fixed, and she's still kind of trying to hide away from her superstar status kind of thing. And it's a really good small town romance, and I just love these characters and all the side characters and the town and everybody. I just love them. And again, I really enjoyed that. Cooper, yes, he did too, clearly. No. So then again, I went right into rereading Practice Makes Perfect, which is the second one in this series. I just adore this one too. It was fun coming back to these. Again, this is following Annie, who is the younger sister of Noah and one of Amelia's bodyguards from the first book. So I just love this story because they kind of do the fake dating in this one. Or he is kind of her dating tutor because she is not very good at dating. She is in this small town. She's seen as kind of this angelic creature, and nobody wants anybody to hurt her, but also that kind of doesn't leave her a lot of options to date. And so she wants to move on and, get a boyfriend and, get married at some point. And Will is, he's just in town for a short time before he changes positions. But he has his whole baggage of stuff from his childhood, and again, their chemistry is really good because they're both fighting it for different reasons, kind of thing. So I just love that. Again, fake dating is one of my favorites. So anyway, I really enjoyed rereading that one. So then I did read the first book in the Court of the Vampire Queen by Katie Robert. This is like paranormal romance, I would say, erotica, very, very smutty. This is Court of the Vampire, Sacrifice is the first book. Hold on, I'm losing my mind. Here we go. So Sacrifice is the first book. They're available, I think, on Kindle, maybe even Kindle Unlimited. I don't remember. I read them. I didn't read them until I got this, but I count them separately. But even though there's a bind up, I count them separately because the books came out separately. Anyway, so I read Sacrifice. So this is following Mina, who father is a jerk, and then she's a half vampire, and she has been given to this vampire from a very old, one of the bloodlines. I think it's the Bloodline Vampires is actually the series. Sorry. So she is given as a sacrifice to this vampire who is trapped in his home by means that her father has put a blood ward on him, so he can't leave, and so he is dependent on other people for getting blood and stuff. So she is sent as a sacrifice. She is sent there because she is her father's daughter. So she is there to either be a meal or to get an heir to continue the bloodline. And of course, things don't go the way that anybody planned, and she is thrown into this situation with this vampire, and his name went right, Malachi. And then his two friends show up, and then it gets kind of sexy after that. It's just a fun ride. This is not like great literature. This is just fun and sexy and stuff. And I really love this first book. So I didn't go straight into the next book, Air, but I might read that, in the next week or so. That's how my reading goes. But Air, and I think the last one is Queen. Yeah. So I might read one or both of these later this week, but I just really wanted to read Sacrifice again. I think I read it 2 years ago. So I just, when I got this, or a year and a half ago, maybe it was a year and a half ago. Anyway, I just wanted to revisit this story. So we'll see what happens. I might read more, as I said. I don't have to, but I might reread more of that. Because it's sexy times and vampires. I love that shit. Anyway. And then the last one I finished this week was Breaking Badger by Shelley Lawrenson. This book is the number 4 in the Honey Badger Chronicles. So I needed to reread this in order to read the 5th book that has just come out in November. So, and I haven't read that yet. So I had to reread this because I actually did not remember anything about this. So I read this in 2022, but I had read all the books that came before this by Shelley Lawrenson in this series. So this series is connected to 2 other series kind of lightly. What was the first one? It's something Pack, Magnus Pack or something. Those are like 3 books or something. And then there's the Pride series, which I think is 10 books. I don't know. I think that's what it is. And then the Honey Badgers come after it. You don't have to read all the series, but you have people who cross over from all the series into the other series. So it just kind of, they all build together. They're all within the same shifter world. And they all kind of pop up. So even in this one, there were people who are in the Pride series that are in this series, in the Honey Badger series. So, because again, it's all, the Pride and Honey Badger series mostly takes place in New York. Around New York City. So there's just a lot of anyway. So this is again, it's a shifter. These are, Shelley Lawrenson writes really hilarious but very violent and very sexy, stories. I think the couples are always like just at each other's throats, or they're brutal. They're just brutal. And the Honey Badgers are the funniest of all of them because they are super brutal to anybody who crosses them, and they're just daily very brutal. So these are not for everybody. I know a lot of people don't like the humor or don't like all the violence. I laugh my ass off reading these. They're just comfort reads. So anyway, I really enjoyed rereading this because this was the last one I read of that whole series of reading all her books in 2022. I didn't remember what happened in this book. I knew the main character is Mads, and she is one of... So the first 3 books in the Honey Badger series follows these 3 sisters, and the 3rd book follows Max, which is who has a group of friends that were all basketball players when they were in junior high, and they all are Honey Badgers. And so they played basketball all through high school, middle school, and high school. And then they went what's called Shifter Pro Bowl. So they played basketball for the pro teams that are shifters. So it's like a whole underground thing. It's really cool. I love the sports center and everything that has to do with all the sports that shifters are involved in. Because it's way different from normal basketball or football. They talk about football in here too, and hockey and another one. It's just fun because there's shifters and then they're playing sports. It's crazy and brutal, and I just love it. Anyway, Mads is one of her teammates. So this is her book when she has some. She's kind of getting to that point where she wants to kind of change things in her life, and she spontaneously buys a house, and then because she has been drifting from everybody's couch. She's been a couch surfer for years, just because of her background. And then she and Finn, who is a tiger shifter, start hitting it off because he and his brothers are trying to find out who killed their father. And it's kind of a running an overall plot within the books that are following, I think, the teammates. So the next book also follows on with that storyline. So anyway, I did want to reread this and I really enjoyed it. It was funny because I didn't remember much. I didn't remember it until I started reading it. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that now. It was weird. This one was a real blank, but I think it's because I read so many in a row. So it was great to reread this one. This one I really enjoyed, and I want to go on and read the next book in the series. So speaking of what I'm currently reading, I pulled the first book from the Pride series by Shelley Lordston. I got it on audio from Audible for free. It was on, I think it was on Audible Plus. And so I just thought I would pick this up because I actually kind of wanted to do an audiobook on Friday. I don't know if it's because I was finally calming down because I had an appointment with that company to come out. But anyway, the main event is the first in the Pride series, but it's actually two pretty good sized novellas or really short books. And one is called Christmas Pride, which follows Mace. And he is a lion shifter, and he's just come back from being in the Navy for 14 years. And he comes back and he is out to get with Des, who is a human, but a cop. And they knew each other when they were kids, and he has always had a soft spot for her, and he is sure she is, his mate and stuff. And there's somebody has killed one of the other lion shifters, and so she is involved in that investigation. And stuff kind of happens. And again, it's just it's good chemistry. Anyway, it's fun. So anyway, I have about 90 pages left of that to listen to. And then the second one is called Shaw's Tale, which follows one of the other lion shifters. And then he meets, I can't remember if she, I think she's a wolf shifter, because we are starting to meet some of them. Anyway, it's just... Again, these are just fun, and again, I'm going to try not to read the whole series, because again, it's like 10 books or something. I think it's 10. It's like a lot. The Pride series that comes before the Honey Badger series. But it's just, theirs are fun. So I know there's at least a couple of these that are on Audible Plus, so I might just listen to them here and there as a reread. Not that I need to. I have so many things I want to reread that will help me continue series. This is actually, again, this series I finished 2 years ago. So I don't know what I'm going to do on this, but I'm at least going to finish this audiobook out. Maybe I'll be able to switch to an audiobook that, that is from a book I want to read that for the first time. But we'll see. As I said, I'm still in the rereading mode. So that's my audiobook reread at this point. Oh, that's done by Charlotte Kane. And she does a pretty good job because she has all the accents for New York. It's pretty fun. And then yesterday, I'm just going to show this because this is my Kindle. I'm losing Kindle Unlimited in a couple of days. I know, remember, I got this at the wrong time. I should not have got it at the Black Friday deals, because that's kind of screwed up my read what you own and everything. But point is that I've done Kindle Unlimited, I think 3 or 4 times now. And every time I like it because I get to try some stuff. But I also find I use it kind of, which I think you're kind of supposed to. You kind of use it like the library, where I check out a lot of stuff from the library, but I don't read all that. I check things out and then I try it and then I get rid of it. A lot of times it's either because of time, because there's only so much time I have the stuff in the library. And the other thing is that a lot of times I try stuff that I'm just kind of mildly interested in. And then I want to try it, and then I don't connect with it right away, so I get rid of it right away. So now, again, I have come back, and there's a couple books that I read last year and the year before that were books that I had tried from the library previously, and I gave it another shot, and I really enjoyed it. But I owned a copy at that point, and it was more, my mindset changed because I owned that copy, so I was going to give it more of a chance. So I did kind of, last night after I finished Breaking Badger, I finished about 6 o'clock. So I had all evening and I was like, well, I don't know what I want to start reading right now. So I tried about 4 of the Kindle Unlimited books that I had saved on that Kindle, the library there from that. So I tried some, and I'm not going to talk about them because I DNF'd 3 of them, and the 4th one I'm really close to DNFing, and I might just let them all go. I do have 4 more I want to try today. So I was going to do a video. Actually, that was my video plan. I was going to do like reading stuff off off Kindle Unlimited before I lose it, to decide if I want to keep, like, buy books from, like, or buy the Kindle version or something, like, decide if I want to get, because I'm not going to read all these books in the next, 4 or 5 days. But, after I DNF'd the first one, and then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to talk about that one. And then the next one, I was like, oh, I didn't even like that one at all. I really DNF'd that quick. And then the next one, so like I read one to 73 pages. The next one was like 24 pages. I think the next one was 40 pages. And then the one I read, the last one is like 41 pages. And I'm going to just read it a couple more pages because I was reading it right before bed. So I was like, well, that might be just I was tired, but I don't know. I kind of think I'm going to DNF that one too. Again, I'm a very high DNFer. That's not my problem. I have so many books. I really don't need to be having Kindle Unlimited. The thing I like about Kindle Unlimited is because you can try some books that you maybe don't want to spend money on. My problem is it gets in the way of books that I've already paid money for. Does that make sense? So I think it's going to be a while before I try Kindle Unlimited again. I think I'm just going to not, even if there's a good deal, I'm going to hold off because I just need to read the books I have. I even have Kindle books that I have that I just don't read enough of them. I have so many books. So, yeah, the video failed that I was going to do just because I kept DNFing everything, and I didn't want to get those copies of those. So again, I have 4 more I want to try today and make a decision on the one that I'm in the middle of, or that I've started. And then I think then I'm just gonna let Kindle Unlimited go. I'm gonna cancel, and then that's just gonna how it is, because I don't feel like any of these books I'm gonna read right now. I think I'm definitely not in the mood to read any of these, which is another problem. So, I'm making mistakes. So anyway, I don't know what I'm going to read after that. Like, I'll do that probably part of the afternoon. My brother and I are going to go to Costco at lunchtime. So, after that, I'll be home and I can do some reading. So I probably will try to read a couple of those books, just try them out, and decide if I want to buy ebook or a physical copy of those to read more into them. I'm just going to let Kindle Unlimited go. But I don't know what I'm going to read after that. I mean, I might just go to Air and go to this because I'm in the middle of this series right now for rereading. I might just do that. I have, more Jennifer Ashley's, The Shifters Unbounded series. I still have 1 novel and a novella to reread to get into that series far enough that I'm to the point where I'm reading new books. I have, the next book in the Women of the Other World by Kelly Armstrong that I could reread because I need to read 1 more before I'm reading new books in that one too. I have so many other books that I could reread, because I can't pick up new books. I have all these shiny, pretty new books that I had set aside for February, and I can't read any of them. And I still want to read Way of Kings, and I still want to read A Court of Mist and Fury. I can't do it right now. My brain will not let me read those because I'm afraid I'll damage, the fun of those because my mood has been fluctuating. I'm hoping because now things are a little bit more calm after Friday, after we've gotten through certain appointments this last week. And, there's not much I can do besides wait for, that phone call of when they're going to come. But except if they don't call me by Wednesday, on Thursday, I have to call and remind them, hey, you're supposed to give me an appointment. So there could be still some stress involved with that. If I do want to pick up something, that's new, might be Born to be Badgered, because this continues on with the 5th book in the Honey Badger series. I just don't know if I want to do that right now with the way my mood is. So I might just pick up another couple rereads. This week might just be a reread week. I have a couple library books on audio that are going to go away in the next 2 weeks. So I need to decide if I'm going to try to get to those. And of course, I'm in the middle of like 3 audiobooks that I own. And then again, what am I doing? I'm I'm rereading a book by audio right now. So, you know, it's just, I'm just kind of all over the place. So yeah, this video is a lot longer actually than I thought it would be, because I'm rambling, because I don't know what I'm going to do. And I don't, because again, I am very, very much a mood reader. I think I pretty much have, just yeah, I can't plan anything. Oh, I do have, one book. Hold on. Darn it. I knew I forgot something. Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. And then Cooper gets all, I forgot I had a buddy read this week. I did remember a couple, you know, hours ago, but you know, whatever. I am reading, Fated Blades, which is the third book in the, Kingsman universe. Its short novel is like 210 pages. So I am definitely going to read this the first 3 days of the week. I forgot. So I do have one plan that I know for sure I'm going to read this. I don't know what I'll read beyond that. We're doing about 60 to 80 pages a day. So we should get done, as I said, by Wednesday. So this is a sci-fi, well, yeah, well, a sci-fi romance pretty much. So this one has to do, with two kind of rival families. Two of their people find out that their spouses have betrayed them and have stolen secrets and run off together. And so then they have to team up to try to get the secrets for the companies back from their spouses who ran off. So I don't know how this is going to go. I was kind of curious because again, they're two people who don't like each other, but they have to work together because both their spouses, you know, went off together with company secrets anyway for both sides. So anyway, they have a cool, I don't know how their the magic or the powers that they have that from the other part of the series, that they're all kind of different. So I'm not kind of sure. I like that they have this kind of like other technology world kind of thing that they keep their information in, kind of like the Matrix kind of thing. Anyway, I forgot. So Tia at Genres and Journals and I are wrapping up right now our Alona Andrews reading together over the last couple of years. This is the last book they have published, so now we just have to wait for them to publish more. So I'm sure we'll find other books maybe to reread, but this is the very last one we have that is out that we haven't read. So it's kind of bittersweet, but we're gonna read that this week. And I don't know why that just went out of my mind when I started filming, but that is what we're gonna do. So anyway, that's it. So that's the only thing I know for sure. I'm reading this next week, Monday through Wednesday. Beyond that, who knows? And who knows about everything else. So that's it. Anyway, how is your guys' reading? How's your February going? Mine has just, you know, just not been a great month. I'm just trying to get through with everything going on. So we'll see how it goes. Again, as I said, nothing like super major. It's just stress from not knowing when things will happen. And again, that's my scheduler brain that just like wants to have a date. Just tell me when it's going to happen and then I can stop thinking about it. And that's just how it goes. So anyway, so Cooper and I will see you guys later. Let me know what I should spend my $50 on from Amazon. I don't know. I'm trying to think what to decide. I have so many books. I really don't need any more books, but I have $50. So I kind of want to spend it, but we'll see. Because it won't count, right? Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.